Welcome to the Your Audio Solutions podcast, episode 12. Thanks for. I wish I could speak. So let's go again. Thank you for staying on this journey with me, and it's awesome having you listening every week, either if it's an interview or some of these in-between episodes where I try to help you guys with the struggles you have, for example, with clients, etc. I hope your week has been good. Mine has been pretty great. Been doing, or actually finishing up, or we're soon finishing up the show we're taking to Edinburgh. It's been awesome doing music and sound design for a show rather than purely engineering. And also it's been great to learn more about the Chinese culture and the Second Opium War, since that's what the show is about. And it's been great to incorporate that into the music and the sound design. So that's been a great experience. So if you are in Edinburgh, let me know in about 2 weeks' time. A week, a 2 week, week and a half, something like that. But today we are going to talk about how to earn a better income and gain more independence. So I want to talk to you about 3 or 4 ways you can do this and achieve this goal. And the first one I want to talk to you about is from a free PDF from FreshBooks called Breaking the Time Barrier. And this is a great short book you can download for free online, which I highly recommend you do. And what this book does so brilliantly is it explains how to move away from a time-based value system or a time-based rate system to a value-based rate system, basically. So it explains in a short story how a client who is a struggling website designer who is struggling to earn enough money or good money, and how he meets a mentor who explains to him that he needs to move away from charging based on time and instead charge based on the value he's giving his clients. I highly recommend you check this guide out, and I want to show you or tell you how I have used this system in my own freelance career. So recently I got booked for a gig, and rather than me telling them my rate or daily rate, we had a meeting. And this meeting, I did my best to understand the project, what this project would mean to them, what the goals and dreams what was with this project. And by learning more about the project, I was also able to propose a rate that was based on the value I can give them, and taking into account rehearsals and how make it as smooth as possible for them. So what I mean by that is, rather than one example I gave to them, and maybe it was not the best example, but I said, rather than us counting hours, me being in rehearsal and making that a headache for you guys and myself, I like to have a fixed project rate or rate for the whole project. And the current rate they proposed, I didn't say this out loud, but it wasn't enough. So by explaining to them why it's beneficial for them not to count hours and why that would be helpful to me as well, I was able to get a 70% increase in pay. So that's a great method to increase your income. Move away from the time-based system and move into a value-based system. It takes a bit of time to learn how to do this. I'm still learning, and I'm especially learning how to ask better questions for future projects that will come in. Because the better questions you can ask your clients and the better you can understand their goals and dreams, the easier it is for you to, well, propose a better rate for yourself, but more importantly, propose a rate that will reflect the value you will bring to your client. And I will also link to this article I wrote on this topic in the link below, so check that out. So that's my tip number 1. Change your rates to a value-based system rather than a time-based. And you can definitely see an increase in your income. What I want to talk to you about next is how to raise your rates on previous clients. So if you have worked with previous bands or artists, this is one way you can do to increase your rates for future projects with them. So this is the tip I got. I got this tip from Ramit Sethi, but I changed it up so it will suit your needs and suit your area, which is music and audio. What you want to focus on when it comes to raising your rates on previous clients, you want to focus on serving the client and by showing them what you have already done for them and what more you will do for them in the future, the easier it is to justify your increased rate. So this can be done in an email. So 1, show them what you have already done for them. 2, what you're going to be doing in the future by adding more value. And then explain why the rate is going up because of this. So an email to a band you've been working with could go something like this. Hey, whatever name they have. It's been great working with you on these previous projects, and I'm glad the success we have had working together. And you can mention, for example, the amount of streams they got or whatever success they had on the projects. I'm sure you can find some. And in this second part of the email, you can specify the added value you will add in the future. For example, and this is just me spitballing here, and so in the email you can say, going forward there will be a few changes. I will be adding a complimentary Skype call where we can go through in detail your goals with your music and the ways to achieve them. But you can specify this to your own needs, obviously, so, or own ideas, I should say. So you can say, I will be adding a complimentary mix review to each mix where we can go through in detail what you want to change. I don't know, I can't think about anything at this second, but you can probably come up with something cool yourself that you can add to your clients that will be of added value to them going forward. So that's the second part of the email. And then the last part of the email, you can say, I also wanted to let you know that I will be raising my rates from this to this. If this is an issue, let me know and I will be happy to recommend you to other people at a lower price. But I believe with the success we have had working together on your music and with this new complimentary service, that this continues to be of great value to you. So this is a great email, or it doesn't have to be an email, but a conversation to have with past clients, telling them that you're going to raise your rates, but you're focusing on their needs, and this will make it easier for you to justify your increased rate. The third option I want to discuss is to diversify, because as you know, and any mixer, producer, engineer experiences this at some point in their career, and for you to be able to diversify can help you earn a better income when it's low, in your main area of work. So that could be if there's not many bands hiring you at the moment, for you to maybe try to do some live sound, work in a small venue, or teach people on YouTube how to mix, can help you when times get rough, so to speak. And many people do this. So if you think about it, all the websites you're probably following, like Pure Mix, Produce Like a Pro, Mix with the Masters, are all run by engineers who essentially diversified. They had some slow times in the studio maybe, and they decided, well, how can I keep earning money when times are a bit slow? So they used their expertise and they teach people like you and me, and they added great value to people like you and me, because now we can see people like Andrew Shep's mix, and it's awesome. And that allows them to earn a better income overall, and that's just one way of increasing your income, is to diversify. And the good thing is, you probably have a lot of knowledge being a producer or engineer that you can share with people online, perhaps do a course or whatever, and this can definitely help you in the future, and it can help you increase your income. The next step is to increase your client base, which might make sense. Earn a better income, increase your client base. They don't have to be related, because as we've spoken about before, better income equals not always working more, but it just equals adding more value to existing clients, for example. However, one way is to increase your client base. So by doing this, there are many different ways. I have this free guide you can download, 3 tested ways to increase your client base, where I show you how You can build profitable relationships by meeting people in the industry, like bands or artists, or you can contact bands online. This by downloading this guide, you can see my email script I use to contact bands online, and I'm already talking to quite a few bands already using this email script, and it really works. It just takes time, and this is what I've been speaking about before. It takes time. You are not likely going to reach out to an artist or a band online using this script and catch them at the right moment when they're just finishing up an album and they need a mixing engineer, or starting up an album if you're a producer. You might probably reach them at the moment when they are just finishing an album up, maybe they're touring for an album. However, you're starting a conversation with them, you're building a relationship. And this is what I think is key to get them as an interested client when they're ready to make an album again. And this can be, so you want to stay on top of their mind. And this can be done by sending them valuable stuff, or just keep a conversation going throughout the time they're not making music. But by talking to them, showing an interest in their music, in their work, sending them valuable content, for example, will allow them for you to be on top of their mind. And this is key in getting them to be prospective clients down the road. So this is one way of doing that. This will help you start a conversation with bands online. For example, I recently just reached out to a band using this email, and they just finished up their album. However, they were really interested, and they loved my previous work, and they were really interested in working together. So for the next album, that's a potential client. However, I cannot stay silent until next year. They will forget about me probably next month if I do that. So I got to keep that relationship warm and happy and stay on top of their mind. And that's how you eventually get to work with them. That's what I've done with people I met, with bands I met, by going out to see bands playing live and then going up and talk to them. Then I've continuously gone to see them play, and then I've built that relationship, and now they have become paid clients. So that's how you can increase your income, get more clients. This is one way to do that. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. It's a bit shorter than usual, but check out the links below to the article on how to charge based on value rather than time, and download your free guide, 3 tested ways to increase your client base. And also, please leave a comment and a rating so iTunes can work its algorithmic magic. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode today. Let me know what you think. Send me an email. Let me know which method you will try, or what method has worked for you. Looking forward to hearing from you. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week.